Have you ever tried to organize a dinner with friends and found it impossible to find a time that works for absolutely everybody? Now, imagine you're doing that across multiple time zones, different cultures, and various work schedules. Welcome to our world of outsourcing. Today, we're tackling the 6 critical mistakes business owners make when building global teams. Poor time zone management. And trust me, this one's about much more than just scheduling meetings. Let me paint you a picture that might sound familiar. You send an urgent email, 9 a.m. your time. Your team member in Manila reads it at 4 p.m. their time, but needs input from your London team who've already finished for the day. Now, by the time everyone's aligned, you've lost a full day. Multiply that by every decision, every project, every week. You see where it's going. The time zone challenge isn't just about scheduling. It's a complex web of challenges. The communication barriers, messaging getting fragmented across time zones, responses taking hours or even days, important context getting lost in translation, meeting times that have someone burning the midnight oil. And then you have the coordination nightmares. You've got decisions that should take hours stretching into days, tasks getting stuck in time zone limbo, progress tracking becoming a guessing game, deadlines meaning different things to different team members. And here's what makes this really tricky. These aren't just scheduling issues. They are challenges that can make or break your team's effectiveness. The consequences of poor time zone management go deeper than you might actually think. The workflow impact. You've got the handover processes breaking down between shifts, work continuity becoming fragmented, and the quality suffers from broken communication chains. This means that projects normally lose momentum during time zone gaps. The technical challenge that most of us would face would be the connectivity issues disrupting crucial conversations. Then you've got security concerns across different regions. We get asked a lot, compliance requirements varying by location to location. And then you've got the technology gaps that are different between certain areas. On top of all that, the human element. Now, team members struggling with work-life balance. You've got cultural misunderstandings creating friction, different work styles clashing. Then you've got burnout from irregular hours. What's the cost of the business? Well, you've got slower decision-making processes, missed market opportunities, and client dissatisfaction is prevalent, and you have increased operational costs. But here's the thing, these challenges aren't insurmountable. They're actually opportunities to build a stronger, more resilient team. If you know how to handle them, that is. Success with outsourcing isn't about making everyone work at the same time. It's really about creating systems that make different times work for everyone. Firstly, clear communication protocols. Your communication playbook. Now, channel guidelines for different types of messages, response time expectations, and have an escalation procedure and document the requirements. We use Slack instead of Workplace and WhatsApp. Then have smarter scheduling systems, so time management framework, overlap hour identification, meeting rotation schedules, and buffer that time allocation with flexible work arrangements. Then you need to look at what that technology is and how do you integrate it by having essential tools and platforms. We use Time Doctor, Asana, Monday.com, things like that for your project management systems. Time zone converters that kind of sit on your screen, share your calendar, and have progress tracking that's visible to everyone. Then finally, have that cultural flexibility and sensitivity, building respect and understanding. So have clear, do not disturb periods, have flexible schedule options, have task priority frameworks, and cultural awareness training. Think of it like conducting an orchestra across time zones. Everyone doesn't need to play at the same time, but they need to know exactly when and how to join in for the music to work. So let's break this down into practical steps. You can implement these right away. Week 1, set that foundation, create a clear communication playbook, define the channels for different types of communications, set what your response times should be, and establish emergency protocols in case you need to get to someone urgently. Document all this. All the communication methods need to be written down. Second week, the tool integration. So set up your technology stack. Implement time zone management tools like World Time Buddy, configure shared calendars for visibility, and set up project management systems that enable asynchronous communication across all platforms. Week 3 is really just establishing the rhythm, right? Create your team schedule, identify and maximize overlap hours, set up daily check-in times at consistent times, and video messaging and Zoom meetings is really important. Create rotating meeting schedules, define what those do not disturb periods actually are. Then you move on to week 4 where you're building more flexibility and trust. So develop that flexibility framework and create the task priority system. Set up a clear handover process from shift to shift if needed, and establish backup communication channels. That could be a phone or an email or something else. And Document time-sensitive versus async work. Now remember, the goal isn't to force everyone into the same schedule, it's to create a system where different schedules work together seamlessly. Here's a tip that worked wonders for our clients. So start with a golden hour. 1 hour where everyone, regardless of time zone, is available for crucial updates. Build your system around this anchor point and you'll be amazed at how much smoother everything runs. When businesses get this right, something amazing happens. Projects flow smoothly across time zones. Teams feel more connected despite the distance, and work quality improves. People actually start to enjoy being part of a global team, because when you manage time zones well, they become an advantage, not an obstacle. In our next video, we'll explore mistake number 7, which is neglecting cultural integration. Because time zones, it is one part of the global team puzzle. Remember, outsourced teams aren't just about working across time zones. They're about bringing the best of different worlds together. Subscribe now to catch the next video and share your biggest time zone challenge in the comments. Let's solve these together. See you in the next one.